Hi, this is Dan Studinovich from Tampa Bay area. I'm really excited to have Mark Warda, who's an attorney in Florida for 28 years. He's actually published over 60 books. Actually, he's been author or co-author of over 60 books, and he's been the trustee on Florida Land Trust for many investors, including me, since 1982. And he's been kind enough to share with Tampa Bay area members some changes in the Florida Land Trust laws. So Mark, welcome on the call.
Well, thank you. Yeah, the Florida legislature last year made some major changes to the land trust law, and this is a pretty big thing with land trusts that's happened. It's the biggest change in the law since they first created it in 1963. And now the land trust statute is 4 times as long as it was when they first wrote it, so there's a lot of new material in it. Some of the things they added were there's a clause that now says that you can get homestead on a property in trust. It used to be the property appraisers would give trouble and it was difficult to do and everybody said you couldn't do it, but now the statute says you can get homestead exemption on a property in trust. Now there's still some issues, you have to comply with the Constitution, but it is now the law of Florida that you can get the homestead exemption. The second thing that they added in the statute was they say you can use a director now. It's clearly in the statute that your trust can have a director, and that means that there's one person, either a member, a beneficiary of the trust, or somebody else who could run the show. So maybe if you have a minor child you want as a beneficiary, or if you have partners and you want to control the deal and not to have them telling the trustee what to do, or maybe you're going to buy a foreclosure property and you want to be in control of it because you put the money in, you can be the director. Again, they didn't spell out a lot of how to do it, and they haven't given a lot of rules, so we've got to do that ourselves to figure out what's legal and what's not. But it clearly says you can now use a director, which gives you a lot more creativity with the land trust. They also said, which is really good, that you can use UCC Financing. That's the Uniform Commercial Code, which they use to finance personal property. Things like rent-to-own TV, where they come and pick it up if you don't make a payment. Well, now you could use the UCC to finance real estate. So if you have a property you want to sell, and if you want to take it away without a 6-month or a 1-year foreclosure, the statute says you can use UCC procedures, and you can repossess the property that way. There's another clause that says that the beneficiaries, because you're the beneficiary of a trust, doesn't mean you're automatically liable for things. So that's a little bit of extra protection against liability when you own real estate if you're the beneficiary of a trust. There's a big section about successor trustees in the new law, and some people have problems. Maybe you can't find your trustee, or he or she won't sign papers, or there's other problems. You want to replace your trustee. Now the statute tells you exactly how to replace the trustee. It tells you what the situations are and how you can do it, even without that trustee's signature. So this is completely new. We've never had this in Florida before, and it makes the land trust even more useful. These are exciting new changes that add to the other benefits of the land trust. In my land trust book, I list 26 benefits. Things like keeping the assessment of the property lower when you have it in a land trust. The property appraiser would be less likely to raise the assessment when you buy or sell it. Or just keeping your ownership private. That's the main benefit of a land trust. And avoiding probate, some of those other benefits. Those are 3 of the 26. And now we have these even more that makes the land trust even more valuable. One good thing about this is that the legislature unanimously passed this law. There was no votes against it. And once in a while in my land trust business, somebody at a title company will say, oh, a passive trust isn't legal, or somebody will say, that's shady, you shouldn't be doing land trusts. But here the Florida legislature unanimously, the House and Senate, voted that you can do this. So it's the law of Florida, and no one disagrees. So I think anyone who's not using a land trust and not getting these benefits is really missing out when Florida law gives them to you if you're willing to have them. Dan?
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Wow, that was great information. I was writing down some notes. Very exciting. I mean, I've been learning about land trust, for the last 4 years, and it's just tremendous. And first, I wanted to mention that I just received the copy of your new book. I had 2 previous versions. This is the Land Trust in Florida 8th edition. I had 2 editions before this, and I'm really excited. Now you have a disc. So tell us a little more about the book, Before you do that, let me just mention that Tampa Bay area members have received, I think it's like 13 copies. They're going to be distributed at the general meeting in February, and also at the three subgroup meetings, and that's in Brandon for East Hillsborough with Jim Kirst, in Tampa with Brenda Ayala, and also in Mid-Pinellas with Barbie Burgess. You can go to tbria.com to find out, and just enter the raffle and everybody can win. But tell us a little more about the book, and also about your upcoming seminar on these new laws for the Florida Land Trust. And Isla Viller, the co-founder of Tampa Bay RIA, I know she's going. She's really excited. And I myself am going. I can't wait. So tell us a little bit more about the book and the seminar.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's the 8th edition of my land trust book. I first wrote it back in '84, and every few years a few things change. But this is probably the biggest changes there have been in the land trust law, so we did a whole new edition. And the publisher finally agreed to put a CD with it.
I know, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it used to be that you would just photocopy the forms, but that's really sloppy, or some people would retype them. But now it's so easy to pop the CD in, and you can do them yourself. And the publisher added it to the book and only raised the price $5. I'm surprised.
I know, it's amazing. I mean, it's the best deal really on the market.
But that just came out, and that's going to be, in fact, that's going to be part of the seminar. People can order, if they can't make it to the seminar, they can order it separately, but it's $34.95. But the seminar is going to be an all-day seminar in Tampa on February 24th. It's a Saturday, 9 to 5, at the Quorum Hotel, and it's just a whole day on land trust. We're going to cover everything that's covered in the book and explain it in more detail. Jack Shea, who's my partner on the seminar, will be teaching more creative things like 1031 exchanges and different creative ways to use land trusts. He's been doing it for over 25 years with lease options and all kinds of really creative strategies. I'll be giving the more boring legal stuff to make sure you do everything legal and right and don't make any mistakes. I'll be telling you what's legal and what's not, and Jack will be telling you the most creative ways to make more money with your investments when you use land trusts.
Now tell us, Mark, for Tampa Bay area members, how can they sign up? So they don't miss out. Tell us just. I know there's a website, and there's also a phone number. So kind of walk us through the process.
Okay, the phone number to register for the seminar is 727-581-7000. That's Jack Shea's office,
okay.
And he's taking the reservations and keeping track of everyone. That's the easiest way. Just call them up by phone. Or we also have a flyer that's on our website. The website is floridalandtrust.com. That's www.floridalandtrust, all run together.com. And that's our land trust company website. And there's a button on it for seminars and talks. Just go there, and you should be able to click and download a form that you can fill in. You can either mail it or fax it to us to register for the website that way. To register for the seminar that way.
And tell us again, how much is the price?
It's $145 including the book, or $120 if you've already bought the book separately.
That's a great deal. And also, I will mention that the flyers will be distributed during the month of February at all the Tampa Bay area meetings. That means the general meeting, the Saturday workshop, and at the 9 or 10 networking meetings. Okay, well, thank you very much, Mark. And
hey, Dan, it's been my pleasure.
Thank you. And everybody, I strongly recommend this book. I have read the previous 2 books. This is the 3rd one I'm going to read. It's an excellent book, excellent value, and this is going to be my first seminar that I'm going to, so I'm really excited about it. And thank you very much. Check out the floridalandtrust.com. Did I get that right, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, and have a great day.
You too. Thanks.